There are some voices that become more than music. They become part of people's memories, part of their youth, part of weddings, celebrations, heartbreaks, and countless moments that remain with them for decades. Bonnie Tyler had one of those voices. Powerful, unmistakable, and instantly recognizable. Her voice traveled far beyond the small Welsh communities where her story began. For generations of music fans around the world, songs like Total Eclipse of the Heart, Holding Out for a Hero, and It's a Heartache became timeless anthems. But now, Wales has said goodbye to one of its most beloved musical icons. Thousands of Bonnie Tyler's fans gathered in the streets of Mumbles in Swansea to pay their respects as her coffin was brought back to the place she once called home. What followed was an extraordinary and deeply emotional tribute as flowers were thrown onto the hearse. Crowds erupted into applause, and fans began singing one of the songs that made Bonnie Tyler famous around the world. Bonnie Tyler, whose real name was Gaynor Sullivan, died unexpectedly on July 8th in Portugal at the age of 75. Her death brought an outpouring of grief from fans, fellow performers and public figures who recognized the enormous impact she had made during a career spanning decades. Although Tyler spent part of her later life in Portugal, Wales remained an important part of her identity. She divided her time between Portugal's Algarve region and her large Victorian home in Blackbill, near Mumbles, overlooking Swansea Bay. It was in this Welsh landscape that many fans came to remember her, and it was here that her final journey home became a powerful public moment. As the procession made its way along Newton Road in Mumbles, people lined the streets to say goodbye. Some had traveled only a short distance from nearby communities, while others had come from much farther away. Reports indicated that fans traveled from as far as Austria to witness the procession. They came not simply to see a famous singer's funeral procession, but to honor a woman whose music had been part of their lives for years. The sight of the coffin was particularly moving. It was draped in the Welsh flag, a powerful symbol of Tyler's connection to her homeland. Alongside the coffin was a framed photograph of the singer, allowing those gathered to remember the woman behind the famous voice. As the hearse moved slowly through the streets, fans placed flowers and threw them onto the vehicle. The atmosphere was one of grief, but also celebration. People applauded, remembered, and sang. Then came one of the most emotional moments of the procession. The crowd broke into a rendition of Total Eclipse of the Heart, Bonnie Tyler's signature song, and one of the most recognizable power ballads ever recorded. Hearing hundreds of people sing the song together as her coffin passed through the streets created a moment that captured the extraordinary connection between the singer and her audience. It was as if the people of Wales were using her own music to say goodbye. For many fans, Bonnie Tyler was much more than an international celebrity. She represented Wales on the world stage while never losing her connection to the place where she grew up. Her story began far from the glamour of international music. She grew up in a council house in Skewen with 5 older siblings. Her childhood was rooted in a working-class Welsh family, and that background remained an important part of how she viewed herself throughout her life.